Hey romance readers, Linda here, back at you with another video today. As you can see, I'm still in my little spot here. And today I'm coming to you with my best reads of 2017. I know a lot of people are doing like their, what they have planned for 2018 for their channel. Well, the only thing I have planned for my channel is just to get a video up and post it to YouTube. Yeah, that's it. I'm not making any plans because I never keep them. I don't like doing resolutions. So I'm just going to try to get a video posted and get it uploaded every week. That's it. And try to find some good reads that I can recommend to you all, to the romance readers out there. So let's get started. First up, I have here that this book here, I really enjoyed it. It's Kaki Warner, Pieces of Sky. I really enjoyed this book. It's a historical, it's a Western. And I haven't read a Western in quite a while, but when I saw this, I read the synopsis and it seemed interesting, and I'm glad I did pick it up because this was an excellent read. If you like Western and you like historicals, I highly recommend this book. It was about Brady Wilkins and Jessica Thornton. Jessica is from England, and she's on her way out west looking for her brother because something horrific happened to her while she was in England, and now she's looking for her brother out west. She ran away, and that's where she meets Brady on a stagecoach because Brady, when you first meet him, he has to kill his horse because I think his horse stepped in some kind of hole or something and hurt his leg, and Brady had to get rid of his horse, and now he's trying to make his way to, he knows a stagecoach is running, so he's trying to make it because he's on his way back home. He got a big ranch out there, and I don't know where they're located at, but he owns a ranch, and he's trying to make his way back home, and he I don't know if he gets to make it to the stage coach place. You know, they have like a little place set up where the stage supposed to stop and get the horses rewarded. I think he makes it there, and he's waiting on the stagecoach. So that's how he meets Jessica. And something happened on the stagecoach, and all the people who are on the stage, most of them end up at his ranch because like I said, something happened. I'm not going to go any further, but I highly recommend this if you like a slow burn romance. Just a great story. Excellent story, excellently written. I highly recommend Kaki Warner, Pieces of Sky. And I really enjoyed this so much. I was looking for some more of her books, and I found out that this is going to be a series. I think it's the Blood Rose series. And I put the other two books on my Christmas list, and my sister got them for me. Open Country and Chasing the Sun. So I hope both of these are as excellent as this one was. If they are, I'll be eternally happy. Because I will be reading this again because I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. So I'm going to add these two. I don't know if I'm going to add these to my TBR for next month or not because my TBR is already big enough. But this was so good. I might add them to it because if these two are like this right here, yeah, going to be some good reading going on. So Open Country and Chasing the Sun. These are the other two books in the Blood Rose series. Next up, I have Amanda Bouchet, I Promise of Fire, the Kingmakers Chronicles. I saw this. I bought this for the cover. I didn't have high hopes for it. I don't know. It just didn't seem like it was going to be like a... I just thought it was going to be more fantasy, but it is a lot of fantasy, but it did have a romance element in there, and I really enjoyed the back and forth between the main character. Her name is Catalea Vista, and what is his name here? Griffin. I really enjoyed their back and forth because when they first met, I was hooked when it get to the scene where they first meet each other and the back and forth between them two. Oh man, I was like, hey, this book. And when after that scene right there, I was just hooked all the way through the book. I really enjoyed it. It got magic, it's got dragon, it's got the what you want to put, the villain. And then this is also going to be a 3-book series, because you can see right there, the Kingmakers Chronicle, A Promise of Fire. So once I got through reading this, I was like so hyped up, I was like, oh man, this book is fan-freaking-tastic. So I went and looked on Amazon, and I bought the second book. I was going to buy the second and the third book, but I found out that the third book is not going to be released until January. Boy, I was like really let down. But I did order the second book, and I pre-ordered the third book, so I should be getting it next month. So if you haven't read Amanda Bouchet, A Promise of Fire, you're missing out. Excellent, excellent read. I highly, highly recommend it. I couldn't recommend this book enough. I really, really enjoyed it. If you like magic, dragons, and all that stuff with some romance thrown in, yeah, highly, highly recommend it. Next up I have here is Laura Griffin, Deep Dark. Now I bought this book and I really enjoyed. I fell in love with the main character, the hero. I ain't gonna say he was the main character because the female was the main character, but I fell in love with the hero of this book. And I had already bought it, but you see it says signed by the author because I went to the Atlanta book fair and the author was there. If I had knew that, I didn't know she was going to be there, I would have took my book, but while she was there, I had to get a signed copy, and she signed it for me. And this author right here, she is so nice. She was really nice. And she signed it, Laura Griffin. I like her. She got a nice handwriting. And she signed it for me, and I had to get the book. So I bought this book twice. It didn't matter because I was going to get one anyway, because I think I mentioned on here I like to keep one to read, especially if I really like it. I like to keep one to read because I'll be reading it over and over, and I just like to have an extra one that hasn't been touched. Yeah. So I highly recommend it. This is a romantic suspense, and the male character he's a detective. I think I mentioned on here I like detective. His name is Reed Novak. I like that name too, Reed Novak. And her name is Lainey Knox. And this was an excellent read. I really enjoyed it because of Reed Novak, because of his character. He just was a solid character. He was that kind of man that you can depend on. He never got, you know, if a situation was going down, he didn't get all, you know, he was just able to think clearly and handle the situation. That's the kind of impression I had of him. I don't know if it'll tell it in the book, but that's the kind of impression that I got from his character. And he was just like, he was just so patient. I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. And it's about Lainey Knox because something happened to her. I think she almost got killed, but she got away. And then this killer who was trying to kill her, he's shows back up again, and that's how she gets involved with this whole, because Reed is the detective on the case, and she sees some similarities of what happened to her when somebody get killed. And so she starts sending, she find out who's on the case, and she starts sending Reed emails, and he's wondering who it is because she's like a computer wizard. She worked for the Delphi Center, and this is like a series 2, but it's with different characters. Because most of it is dealing around the Delphi Center. They do like their crime scene investigators at this place, or you send stuff to the Delphi Center, and they you know, run the blood and all that stuff like that. But if you have most of her books are dealing with the Delphi Center and characters from that place, and usually it'd be a cop or somebody from the Delphi Center. And it's Laura Griffin, Deep Dark. If you read this, let me know what you thought about Deep Dark and any of the other books I read. If you read any of these, let me know. Did you think it was good enough for you to put it on your 2017 list? Because I really enjoyed them. Next I have Eloise Jane, My American Duchess, a historical. I really enjoyed this one too. The main characters are, let me see what her name is. Was it Mary? Her name is Mary, and his name is Trent, and he's a duke. And I really enjoyed what I liked about this was their back and forth with each other. And in this one, Mary, she's been engaged a couple of times. And the problem with this is that she gets engaged to Trent's brother, but Trent doesn't know it until later on, because he meet her out on the balcony. I guess there is some kind of party or something. He meet her on the balcony, and you know, he just think he's just meeting the lady out there. He don't know that she's engaged to his brother. until a little later on, and it just was an excellent story. I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend it. It's Eloisa Jane, My American Duchess. Have any of you read that? If you have, let me know what you thought about it. I really enjoyed it. And I got this one too. I bought this one twice also, because I will be rereading it again. Next, I have Lisa Kleypas, Marian Winterbourne, another historical. And as you know, I'm a big fan of Lisa Kleypas. This was an excellent book. I read the synopsis for this book out of another book of hers. I don't know what it was. And once I read that synopsis out of it, I couldn't wait for this to come out. So when it did, it lived up to my expectation. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the characters. Let me see what his name. His name is Rise Winterborne, and her name is Helen. She's like a quiet person. Very, you know, you meet those people, sometimes you can, when you meet them, they have like a calming effect on you. You know, it's just their personality. It's just something about them. They just seem like they have a quiet spirit. So that's what Helen, when I read her character, that's what she reminded me of. And Ray, look, he's nothing quiet about him. He's all out there, and he's a self-made millionaire. And I just like their camaraderie together. And they had some ups and downs, because at first in the other book that their story was in, like I read a little of their story out of the, because they were in another book, their characters, and they got engaged in that book. But in this book, the engagement is called off for a reason, but I'm not going to go into all that. Just know that I really enjoyed this book. It's Lisa Kleypas, Marian Winterbourne. Excellent book. Highly recommend it. Next, I have... I got all off my TBR with this one. This is The Player by Contreras. I'm into the sports romances now. And this cover, yeah. And this was an excellent book. And both of these characters are they Spanish or Brazilian or something like, I don't know, but it's not the typical characters that you usually have in a romance, because I think she is, I don't know what she is. I can't remember now, but I know both of them are I think it's got Spanish in their heritage. And she meets, where is her name on here? I don't see it. Her name is Camilla. And what is his name? It don't even have his name on here anywhere. I don't see it on here. I don't see it. I know I should write this stuff down before I, because I cannot remember his name. But anyway, he meets her when he's a soccer player, and she is, she works at a, oh, where does she work at? I think she works at something like a bar. But she also is on some kind of committee, because they're trying to, since he's a well-known soccer player, and he got some investments. And I think he played in Brazil or somewhere, and he come back, but he from New York. But he went over to play overseas, and he come back to New York because he got investment in this place, in this company, and they're trying to tear down some buildings where Camilla live at. So she's on the committee to go there and talk to them for them not to tear down buildings. You know, they want to build a high rise or whatever. And that's how she meet this guy right here. I don't know what his name is. I'm sorry. And from the first time that he sees her, yeah, he's, instant. I don't know if it's love or lust, one of them. But the story is very interesting. I like the, because it don't spend all the time in New York, because he go back to Brazil, and then, you know, yeah, I can't. I'm not good at the description, but just take my word for it. If you haven't read The Player, check it out. It's Contreras, The Player, a sports romance. Yeah, get a look at that cover. I highly recommend this book. Excellent read. Next, I have Mariana Zapata. This is another sports romance. And look, when I saw this right here, I was hooked, because look how thick this is. And I read this on my Kindle for free. I can't recommend Kindle Unlimited enough. Even though you have to, it's a subscription, you do have to pay $9.99. But if you can afford it, I would highly recommend it, because you can get on there and you can get some really good free books on there that you read and you be like, I got to have this in print. So that's what happened when I read this. It's Kulti, Mariana Zapata, and it's a sports romance, and it's about Sal Casales and Rainer Coty. He's a like, this is also dealing with a soccer player. When Sal was little, she fell in love with Rainer Coty, because he was a very I think he's German, and he was a highly popular soccer player over in Germany or over in Europe. And Sal and her dad, he's an avid fan of soccer. So, and she was too, and her brother, I think her brother plays soccer too. And she had a poster of Rainer and everything, but I think he got hurt. Kulti got hurt, and he didn't play soccer no more. And since he was one of her Sal's idols, she played soccer. So her whole family was into soccer. Her brother played soccer, and she played soccer. And how she meet Coty is that he comes there. Like I said, he got hurt, so now they tried to hire him as a coach. So he comes and coach her team. And man, when I said that he got an attitude problem, you probably won't like him in the first beginning of this book, because he's really got some issues going on. And she be getting him told, because he does something, because his father's a big fan of his, and her dad go to try to talk to him, and he's all acting all crazy. And look, she go off on Coty. Yeah, she let him have it. After that, yeah, he gets himself under control. But I cried. Yeah, I shed a couple of tears in this book. And this is Mariana Zapata, Coty. I don't know if I explained that good. Like I say, I'm not good at, that's why I always read the synopsis off the back of the book, because I'm not good at putting my words into thoughts. But yeah, I highly recommend this. If you can see it, it's Mariana Zapata, Coty. Excellent book. Another excellent book is Egomaniac. Don't let this cover distract you from buying this book, because it looked like it's a little risque there. Even though I like covers like this, this one didn't do it for me. I don't know about this cover. And this is from V. Keeland and Egomaniac. But this story in this book, excellent story. Excellent banner between the two characters. Between Drew Jagger and, what is her name? What is her name? If it's on here, I can't even see it here. What is her name? What is her name? I can't remember what her name is. Or can I just turn to a page and find her name somewhere? But I see his name. What is her name? Emery? I think so, but I can't remember. Anyway, they meet when he come back from a trip, and he goes to his office, and he's hearing somebody, because he having his office remodeled. And sorry about that, my camera went out. And he hears someone in his office, so he goes in there and he sees, I'm just gonna say Emery, I think that's what her name is. He see her in there, and he was like, what are you doing in here? And then she was like, I'm gonna call the cops. What are you doing here? Because she said, I paid for this. Essentially, she got swindled out some money when somebody saw that this office was being remodeled and closed. They sold her an office. They sold the office to her, and she got swindled. And he's a divorce lawyer, and she is a psychiatrist to help married people. Yeah, the dynamic there is is pretty good. And I just really, and when I finished this, this another one I was very excited about. And this is Egomaniac, V. Keeland, or Vi Keeland, I think that's how you pronounce her name. Egomaniac. If you hadn't read this, you need to check it out. Excellent read. I really enjoyed it. I like how she write her dialogue. I like how she end her books. It just all be wrapped up in a nice little bow. And when I finished reading, I was highly, highly excited. I was like, I got to go. And this another one I read for free on Kindle Unlimited, and I had to go and purchase the book. And I probably will be purchasing another one because I know I'm going to read this story again. Yeah. Next I have here, this is a 2-book. I got both books, Radiance and Elle by Grace Draven. This is a fantasy novel. Oh, did I tell you what? But all 3 of these right here, sports romance, and this is contemporary, and these are contemporary too, but these 2 are sports, and this is just contemporary. This is a fantasy, Radiance and Elle. This is about Brasheen Kashim, and her name is Idiko. And like I said, this is a fantasy novel, and both of them, he's like the second son, so you know, and they're kings, and well, his dad, for like, she's on the human side, and he's like, because mostly he has sharp teeth and dark black eyes, so she thinks he's a beast, and he thinks she's ugly because, you know, she don't come from the same background as he do. And for their kingdoms, you know how they go. When you in a kingdom, they marry you off to have peace. So that's how these 2 got hooked up together. And she can't have kids by him because, you know, they're not of the same race, and he can only have kids with his own race. But it don't matter because, you know, he the second son, so they didn't care if he didn't have kids or not. So that's how they ended up together. And this is another slow burn romance. I just like, he was so good to her, and even though they didn't think each other were nice looking, it just, when they just was together all the time, and they just eventually fell in love with each other. And it would be a joke between them. They would call each other, say they didn't look, weren't good looking or whatever. But it was just a sweet, sweet romance. I really, really enjoyed it. And this is book 2, so I had to get book 2 because what happened, his mother, she's a trip, and this is another one that deal with kind of like, because his species can do magic and stuff like that, and his mother, she want all power, so she down in the caves in the basement or wherever, messing with stuff that she don't know nothing about, and about to make the world come to an end. And that's what this second book is about, because his whole family get killed off. Now he king, and now they want them to separate because, like I said, they can't have kids together. And this second book is about them, the whole situation, because he don't want to divorce her or push her to the side or whatever, and she's saying you need to do it. So this book, these 2 right here, I highly, highly recommend them. If you like fantasy with a little magic and a little romance, with a little sweet romance, this is it. Grace Draven, Radiance, and Grace Draven, Elle. This is book 1. This is book 2. I really highly, highly recommend those. Excellent, excellent read. And last but not least on my list here is Elle Kennedy, The Deal, another sports romance. This book right here is a YA. I really, really enjoyed it. Sweet romance, a slow burn romance, because it's about Hannah Wells and Garrett Graham, and I think he plays hockey. He's a hockey player, and he wants, I think him and Hannah was in the same class together, and she passed the test and he didn't pass it, and he wants her to help him, but she was like, I ain't got time for that. I got to study my own lessons. I ain't got time to help you out. And then he found out that she got a crush on a football player, and he said, well, I can help you with that situation if you help me with my grades or with my in this class. And so that's how they end up together. It just was a sweet story. I really, really enjoyed it because he realized that he was having feeling for her. And another great story. And this is by Elle Kennedy, and sports romance, and it's dealing with hockey, and it's The Deal. Elle Kennedy. Great book. I hope you can see it there. Great cover. I really, really love this cover. I went back to, I had read the 3 synopses. I mean, I read the synopsis of this is a series too. It was 3 other books in the series. I read the synopsis of the other 3 books. I wasn't really into it at first, but then I heard somebody talking about the, I forgot what book that was, but I still didn't enjoy them as I bought one other book, but I got it on my Kindle because they didn't have the cover. These covers, if you go and see the original cover on the books that Elle Kennedy had on there, they're great covers. I like this cover, and they were great covers. So if they had the covers like the rest, kept them like this, I might would have went back and bought the whole series. I don't know, but I just bought I'm glad I got this one. I really enjoyed this one. This is the only one that I read the synopsis and I wanted to read it. And it's Elle Kennedy The Deal. And I think I read book 3 too, but I got that on my Kindle. I didn't enjoy it as much as this. It was okay, but this was my favorite this was my favorite, and this is the only one that I actually bought in the physical book. Elle Kennedy The Deal. These two by Grace Draven, fantasy romance, Radiance and Elle. Egomaniac by Keeland, just a regular contemporary. Coty by Mariana Zapata, it's a sports romance. It's dealing with soccer. The Player by Contreras, another book dealing with soccer, a sports romance. Marian Winterbourne, historical. Eloisa Lisa Kleypas, let me get that in there. And I know some of these books probably weren't written this year. They probably was written some other time, but this was my first time reading them this year, and that's why they're on this my best list for 2017, because I'm just now reading them. Lisa Kleypas, Marian Winterbourne. Eloisa, My American Duchess. Laura Griffin, Deep Dark. Amanda Bouchet, A Promise of Fire. Pieces of Sky by Kaki, Kaki Warner. And I'm going to also show you what I got for Christmas. My sister got me, like I said, she got me these two. I also got the second book, and it's a series. I think I showed the first book on here, but I haven't read it yet. But I went ahead, since somebody else was buying it for me, I went ahead and put this on there. It's the second book in there. I don't know what series this is. But it's the second book in, what was the first book? I can't remember. Furious Rush. I think that's the first book, but it's a series. Furious Rush. And I got this for Christmas. Dangerous Rush by S.C. Stevens. I'm not going to read the back of it. And look what she got me. I already bought this for myself, so now I got two of these. This probably end up in a giveaway. I'll probably end up giving this away, but I'll ask you first if you want me to because some people, they say it's kind of steamy. They don't, they don't like reading steaminess. So this will probably be just an extra giveaway with another book, but I'll ask the person first if they would like to have it before I send it. So this will probably end up being a giveaway. And I got Beauty and the Clockwork Beast. I think I mentioned on here I like steampunk, and this is like a steampunk. Nancy Campbell Allen, my sister got this for me for Christmas. And I'll read the back of this another time, but I'm not going to read the back of these. So that's what I got for Christmas. I had put on my Christmas list there, and my 2017 best reads for me. So that's all I have for now. Until then, I'll be checking you out later. And I also the winner I also wanted to mention some booktubers that do romance. They also recommend romance. I want to recommend some of them. I got AMB3 Reads, Romance Queen of Booktube, PeaceLoveBooks, Stephs Run Book Talk, Ashheartbooks, Romance Novel Central. The Romance Novel Central is mostly authors that do romance. They write romance books, and they have a little skit sometimes they be doing on there, but check it out. I subscribe to them. Sarah Not Just Romance Novels, she got a nice channel, and those some of the ones I've subscribed to. So I'll put a link below of those, and you can go check them out if you want them. If you like them, you can subscribe to them. And that's all I have for now. Until next time, keep reading those romances, and I'll see you later. Have a great evening and Merry Christmas. look, that's another thing I wanted to say before I get ready to go. I want to thank everyone who participated in my giveaways all this year. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. And if you didn't get picked to win anything, I will be doing other giveaways, and you will probably never give up. Always just put your name in the pot, and you might get picked. And that's why I like to just give away books too, so everyone can, if they want a book, they can get a book instead of just doing like a giveaway with one person. That's why I always like to just give away books so everyone can get a chance to give away. Because look, I'm that person who never always put in to win something and never get to win anything. Yeah, I know all about that. And also I want to know, is it Burt P, my holiday winner? I mailed your book off today, so you should get an email. I already sent you an email, so you should be getting that email. And I just wanted to say thank everyone for participating in my giveaways, for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. And hopefully next year we can keep this channel going, and I can keep recommending good reads to everyone, and we can continue to read great romances. So have a good evening and Merry Christmas. See you next year. Bye.